Before I start this video, I want to let you guys know that something happened to my Audi, and it is covered in the second half of the video. So if you don't want to worry about watching the manual boost gauge install, you can skip to the middle of the video and see what happened. But I advise that you stick around and see what happened. What's up, guys? So in this video, I'm going to cover installing a manual boost gauge. The boost gauge that I got is from Summit Racing Equipment. It's just a Turbo Smart, 30 inches of mercury for vacuum and 30 psi boost. So I'm going to show you how to hook up the manual boost gauge on 2.7. And I was going to order the exact same kit that I had on my last B6, but it's 180 bucks. I got this gauge for $48, and I can buy the vent pod for $25. So I'm gonna save myself a little over half piecing it out and going the way that I'm going. So this is the direction that I'm going. I still haven't decided if I'm gonna do a defrost vent mount or if I'm gonna do a center vent mount. I think I'm gonna do the center vent mount just because I like the way it looks. And when I was driving down the road, I tried to picture myself looking where the defrost is and where the center vent is, and I think it's more natural to look where the center vent is. So I think that's the route that I'm going to take. But I'm going to get into showing how to run this manual gauge, and then we'll get into writing the first tune for the vehicle. Get some baseline boost readings while I'm driving down the road. Do a couple decent pulls and see what the PSI readings are doing throughout the RPM range. Even run some loggers on the computer just to see what we're actually boosting to, what we're holding at, what we're fading out at, and all that kind of stuff, so that I can get a good baseline to determine what I want to do to improve the performance on this thing. So we'll get into it right here. All right, guys, so the gauge comes, it's illuminated, it's got the fitting for the airline to go to it. It comes with a bezel that you can either use or not use. I'm going to see if I can use it to make my own vent mount until I can get the vent mount delivered to me. But it comes with a bag of tubing, and then it also comes with the mount, the T to plumb into your tubing, and some instructions, but not that they're necessary. What I'm going to do is I'm going to actually tap into the fuel pressure, into the vacuum line running to the fuel pressure regulator. So that's where we'll pick up. Okay, as I mentioned earlier, I was getting boost leak random, and I actually found out that my PCV pancake valve is actually cracked right here. It's completely broken apart. So I've got it just temporarily held in place until my new spider hose assembly shows up. I ordered a whole new spider hose assembly. But the vacuum line that you need to hook into is this vacuum line right here. So all you got to do is cut into that line, hook the T in there, and then plumb off of that T back into the engine, into the instrument, or to the interior of the engine. So that's what I'm going to work on right now. All right, so I got the T installed. I've got the line started to run over there. And what I'm gonna do, if you remember during the build, I have a hole in the bottom of here where my AC line and my reverse light wires are coming out. So I'm gonna run the vacuum line through there to get it inside the ECU box. Then I can run it down through the hole where all the connectors are to going into the ECU box and feed it down into the cabin. All right, guys, so now I have a vacuum hose run through my little fitting on the bottom of here. It's coming out through this conduit cover and then runs through the box and goes down into the cabin. So I'm gonna get all this thrown back together, and then I'll show you what I do inside the car. All right, guys, when you're doing this, you might get lucky like I did, and the vacuum tube might actually be sitting over here to the side. All I had to do was pop my fuse panel off and reach in here and grab it. So I got kind of lucky. I thought I was gonna have to pull the kick panel off, but I didn't have to. But if it's not here where you can grab it through this hole, That's all you gotta do is remove the kick panel and then look up in there and you'll find it. So I'm just gonna sit this thing up on the top of the dash just so that I can monitor boost levels for right now, because I don't have my mount for the gauge yet. But I need to be able to watch what the car is doing so that I can make sure I've got a good baseline to base my tune off of, because I'm gonna start modifying the computer, and I need to know what the original boost levels were. And I really need to know better AFR, but I don't have a wideband for this thing yet. I'll eventually add a wideband to it. So for my first tune, all I'm gonna do is fiddle with the boost. I'm not gonna do anything other than fiddle with the boost, turn off the EGTs. And then I think for my stage 2, not really stage 2, but my second tune, I will remove the rear O2s, remove the catalytic converters. I may even start playing with fueling. I don't think I will, but I might. I'll start playing with timing and things of that nature. So I think on this very first tune, all I'm going to do is up the boost just a little bit. And I might play with the timing, but I don't think I'm going to. So we'll see how it goes. Just show you that the gauge is working. I just got in the car and cranked it up. So I'm gonna go take it for a drive, see what kind of boost I'm pulling, see if it's actually even giving me any boost right now, because it feels like it's in limp mode, like it won't. I mean, there's no check engine light, but it feels like it's not getting boost. So I was doing this more curious to see if this thing was actually getting boost. So let's see what we have happening when I drive her down the road. So I'll pick back up when I get to the top of the driveway. All right, so this might get a little tricky because I'm having to hold the freaking phone and shift and all that all at once, so. Getting about 8 PSI. Sorry I yelled. I was moved the phone closer to me because I was trying to shift. This is really a pain in the ass trying to do this by yourself. All right, so now that I'm on a straightaway, I might be able to do this a little bit better. So I'm gonna try and get my phone set up here to record. That might work. All right, this might get you a little seasick, but you should be able to see what I'm trying to do. Yeah, I'm getting about 8-9 PSI. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna look at my stock bin file. And I'll explain all this when I get into the Tuner Pro software. So I've already saved the data out of the ECU, the original tune. Or, well, I mean, I'm running a factory M tune. So I'm gonna go look at the factory values for the M tune and show you guys what I'm gonna modify to get this thing getting a little bit better boost. The thing is I don't have a dyno to dial this thing in with, so it's going to be a little hard to get it exactly right, but you can see it's pegging out at about 8 PSI, so I need to get it a little bit higher. I want to shoot for about 15 consistent, so I want to see like 18 peak, 15 consistent, so we'll see what we can get when I do the tune. Well guys, it was a bad day today, so yeah, car's totally fucked. I'm gonna fix it, but I don't know when I'm gonna be able to fix it. I don't have the freaking money to put into this thing right now. I did not plan on this, and I'm just absolutely sick. I can't believe this freaking happened. But it jacked it up horribly. Here, let me open the hood and I'll show you what it did. So there's my timing belt rubbing against something. Blew an oil seal. I mean, there's all kinds of shit wrong with it. So now I got to tear the footer back out and rebuild it again. I'm gonna have to replace the entire front end. All my relays that I made right here are freaking destroyed. It cut the wiring harness for the front. I mean, ripped the freaking belt off. I'm so freaking sick right now. I don't even know what to say. So, I'm just FYI, I'm fine. Nobody got hurt in the accident, just the freaking car, but I'm absolutely freaking sick to my stomach about this. I'll update y'all when I figure out what the hell I'm gonna do with this thing, but I'm just, I don't know. My spirit's crushed right now. So, I was planning on doing my tune tonight. I'd already written the tune. I was gonna dump it in there and do a video tonight, and ain't gonna happen now. So, I don't know. Looks like I'm doing the B7 front end swap sooner than I thought, but I don't have the money for it right now. Still trying to get the stupid Nissan running. So, I don't know. Freaking disgusted with myself. Alright guys, so I pulled the front end off the car, and I'm really not liking what I'm seeing. It really looks like the power steering pump has actually cracked the front of the block. I'm gonna dig into it further tomorrow, but I'm like, my spirit is like super freaking crushed right now because I'm pretty sure the block is ruined. It still runs and drives. I mean, I drove it home. I had to keep shutting it off and letting it coast so that it wouldn't overheat. I only wrecked it 10 miles away from the house. And I had just got done. I drove this thing 2,000 miles this week. I was on my way home from South Carolina, 10 miles away from the house, and just unfortunate freaking accident. I'll take some shots of the car tomorrow in the daylight. I've got the whole front end ripped off of it right now. I stayed out here and ripped the front end off after I'd recorded the last little segment, and was trying to inspect it, and it looks like everything except for the power steering is okay. I can't tell if it's leaking oil, if it's power steering fluid, because I used a dark colored power steering fluid. I didn't use the Audi power steering fluid. And I don't know if it cracked the front driver's side valve cover. It did damage the entire timing cover, even the rear metal timing cover. It's bent. That was what was pushing against the valve cover. It was also rubbing against the timing belt. So I'm gonna do a little bit more digging on it tomorrow and see what's actually wrong with it, but I may have to scrap this freaking engine and put a whole new engine in it. And if that's the case, this is gonna be a while, because not only do I have to replace the engine, then I have to replace the front body panels. I do not have the money for that right now. I took a gamble to get the money on the Nissan so that I could try and have some other stuff going on here, because I'm really trying to get rid of the Renegade, to get rid of that car payment, and I was planning on doing it this weekend, and now that's not going to happen. So I don't know. I'm a little lost right now on what I need to do, because I'm very distraught from what's happened today. I'll figure something out and I'll update y'all. Alright guys, so here's the carnage that is my freaking engine. So you can see it destroyed the timing cover. I had to bend all this away because it was all touching the timing belt. This was all damaged. It's gonna have to be replaced. It got wrapped around the sensor. Power steering pump is, you can see down in there, maybe. See how the casting's broken? Casting's broken over here too. So I don't know what I'm gonna do. I might be able to make something work, or I might not. I may be screwed. I may have to replace the freaking engine now. But the pulley's bent. And you can see I got oil all over the place. I don't know if that's from the power steering system, because it did destroy the power steering reservoir, broke the nipple off. So I don't know what's leaking. I don't know if it's antifreeze or if it's oil or if it's power steering fluid, but it bent all kinds of shit. I'm gonna have to do all kinds of work to it, but it doesn't look like it got the chassis. It may have got it a little bit right there, and I should be able to straighten that out. And then it bent this a little bit up, so I should be able to flatten that out. But I just went to the junkyard and got me a new B7 front end core support. So I guess I'm gonna have to figure out what I'm doing to the engine and fix it, and then I'll start doing the B7 front end swap. So this is gonna be an adventure. All right, guys, I wanted to show you as soon as I saw, but the block is definitely cracked. Knocked the entire top off of that. The bracket that is, you can see the power steering bracket is actually broken back there. And then this side of the block is broken. You can see it sitting back there. So right there is broken. So, and it looks like all of this is pushed back. The power steering pulley's bent like hell. This is still pushed back a significant amount. I'm pretty sure the camshaft took an impact, so I'm worried about that. But regardless, the block's broken where the power steering pump mounts. So yeah, looks like I gotta source a new engine. Kind of heartbreaking, but I'll get it built again. I will not be stopped. So I've already put my B7 front bumper on here, or I mean front hood. Luckily the damage to the car, to the physical body of the car, isn't that bad. I mean, it's not what I want, but it's not bad. So I've already got the B7 hood mounted. I've got the B7 core support right there. I'm gonna have to source some B7 fenders, because what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna actually cut them right here and seam them together so that the body lines match, because the body line on the doors isn't the same, the door and the fender. So I'm gonna blend it up here where there's not really a noticeable body line. I'll be able to get away with it up here. Same on this side. And then I think I'm gonna do an aftermarket RS4 bumper. I don't know, I might try and find an OE S-line bumper, but it's gonna be hard to find in the junkyard. So I'm finding, I got lucky when I found that one today. So I bought the entire core support with the fans. It's off of a 2.0 liter, but I can still make it work. What I'll have to do is I'll have to cut basically right here and then the same over there so that I can cut the tube out of there. And all I really got to do is just remove, sorry, there was a bug attacking me. All I really got to do is remove the pipe right here, and then break the welds where it's welded to the pipe right here. I know that's where where the snub mount goes, so I'm not going to get rid of too much meat, but I have to get rid of the ends right here so that it doesn't interfere with anything. Same on that side. I'd have to just basically cut it flush. So I don't know. When I get to that point, I'll show y'all how I do it. I already did it to one car and it worked fine. The mounts basically in the same location. It's just that crossover pipe for the intercoolers is a little bit in the way, but you can modify it to make it work. All right, guys, so the Audi's going to be out of commission for a little bit because I have to source another block. Just looking online, and the freaking prices for the motors are ridiculous. That's why I bought a whole car last time. I don't know what I'm going to do. I'll have to figure something out. But with the block being cracked, I'm not going to reuse it. So, on a lighter note, I got the Nissan running, so that'll be my next video. Taking it out and taking it through its paces. But yeah, even though this is a shitty situation, I still hope y'all enjoyed the video. If you did, please like, comment, share, subscribe. Let your friends see what I'm doing, and hopefully I can get enough subscribers to where I'm making money and I can damn pay for fixing some of this crap, because I'm running out of money. But I'm gonna keep on trucking. Ain't got a choice. Gotta keep on keeping on, as Joe Dirt would say. So, yeah. Have a good one.